Hello everyone, welcome to CBSE Live. Today I shall be discussing a poem called A Photograph by Shirley Toulson. Let us quickly understand and know more about Shirley Toulson, who is she. Uh, okay, so about the author, Kathleen Shirley Toulson was born in 1924 and died in 2018, was an English writer, poet or poetess. She's a female writer, journalist and local politician. So when we say English here, English writer, that means the British writer. So this poem, A Photograph, is written by her, Shirley Toulson. It actually describes or portrays the daughter's nostalgic recollection of her mother's memories. That means the Shirley Toulson's own sentimental memories of her mother's, and she is now lamenting over the absence of her mother in present time because the mother is not with her at present because she has been passed away so many years back. At present, what she does is she looks at an old photograph of her mother and remembers her past. So let's quickly understand few of the glossary words here. I think you can clearly see on the screen the complete poem. It is about 3 stanzas. And glossary, the cardboard, the word, it's a very important word that we should know because it is the heart of the poem, we can say, because every memory is connected to this photograph and cardboard only. So meaning is a thick hard papers with borders, transient when we say temporary for a short period of time. A snapshot is quickly taken photograph, I mean, and rise disappointment here. Okay, so all of these are there in the poem, so you will come to know in detail. Today I'm not going to go line by line in this poem, but I'm going to briefly summarize the poem. Okay, and next let's see the poetic devices used by Shirley Toulson over here. I will not be discussing in detail what is poetic device and which particular poetic device is called what and why, because the video is going to be longer, I guess, so I have to shorten it. But I just quickly want to tell you some of the literary devices used in the poem by Shirley Toulson here. Alliteration, it is the consonants repetition of consonant sounds in the same line. We can say sa sounds are being repeated over here, so that is to still, to smile. Terribly transient feet, da sound again, silent silences like this, and transferred epithet, vast their terribly transient feet. Oxymoron, labored ease, personification, its silent silences. Labored ease means two different words are used in the same sentence having two different meanings. When it is used in this way by the writer or the author, we can say it's oxymoron. Personification is something like we're trying to give human quality or human values or quality to the non-livings or animals or birds. In that case, we're saying that we're personifying that thing. So I think every one of you got a little bit of idea about this poem and glossary and also some of the poetic devices used by the poetess here. So let's quickly move on to the photograph here. Let's look at the cardboard. Cardboard looks like this and the picture is this one. The same picture is inside that particular cardboard because it is used, it is kept for lasting longer for the memories. So this is what exactly the author, the poetess Shirley Toulson is trying to describe and depict, and she's recalling the past of the mother of herself. And let me tell you before we go into the summary part, in the picture you can see 3 girls, right? So 2 girls on either side are the cousins of the mother of the author, and the girl standing in the middle holding hands of both the girls from both the sides is the one, the author's mother over here, that is the Shirley Toulson's mother. So she is in the middle holding the hands of her cousins. during their sea holiday on the beach. Okay, so now let's go to uh, let us quickly try to summarize it. Okay, so the poetess describes a photograph. Just now we saw that photograph there. One is the simple photograph, the picture, and the other one is in the cardboard, framed in cardboard. So she is trying to describe the photograph framed on cardboard. It is an old photograph of her mother from when she was young and had gone paddling at sea. It shows her mother with two other girls who are her cousins. She's 12 years uh, old in that picture. She's the eldest of the three, and each of the two other younger siblings is holding her hand. They seem to stand still so the photographer can click a good photograph of the picture. So in this photograph we can easily understand that this girl, the middle girl, is the poetess mother, and the two other girls are the cousins of poetess mother. So their names are Dolly and Betty. So they are very much happy paddling on the sea because they are on the sea holiday. And also the poetess says here their mother actually along with the cousins stood still without any movement, particular position, in order to the photograph to be taken by the photographer. So this is what we need to understand. And the poet gives us a detailed description of how her mother's face looked in the photograph. We can see that they are very happily smiling at the camera, happily enjoying and paddling on the sea. The wind had ruffled her hair along with her cousins. So she's also saying that the wind had actually ruffled and moved their uh, hair here and there, and the hair of the cousins of her mother too. She finds her mother's face so sweet to be sweet. She refers to the simplicity and innocence of her mother's face as she posed for the photograph. The poetess emphasizes, means gives more importance, that this photograph of her mother's belonged to an era before she was born, when her mother was just a young girl. So we can also understand that this photograph, you can see here, the middle girl, the tallest girl of all three, is the mother of the poetess, and she's saying that this photograph is of uh, this photograph was taken a very long time back, and this photograph belonged to an era, she says like this, and this photograph was taken even before she was born. She was born means she's referring to the author here, herself here. Even the author herself was born, and when her mother was very young, that means only around 12 years of age then. Okay, now let's see here. The background of the photograph was the sea. You can see in the picture also. Easily we can see the background of the photograph was the sea there, and also it was the feet of her mother and her cousins too, because they were paddling on the sea. The sea uses the word, sea means author, the poetess uses the word transient. Transient means temporary, not permanent, for a short period of time, to describe their feet, which are in the process of growth and washed away by the sea, which does not seem to have changed at all. It seems to retain a look and charm of its own, implying that no matter how old or young one is, the sea does not seem different to anyone. The poet is trying to differentiate the aging of her mother and with the unchanging nature of the sea. What she's overall trying to say is that humans are transient, temporary. Humans are born and they are gone in a short period of time too, but the natures are there. Natures never change. Nature hardly change. That is what she is trying to stress in this through this poem. Now, but what happens after 20 or 30 years later, when the Shirley Toulson herself becomes a part of her mother's life, then what happens is that C means this one C is referring to the poetess mother. C is shown the same photograph which was taken so many years, 20 or 30 years uh, back when they went on a sea holiday. Now, while looking at that particular photograph on a cardboard, her mother laughs with fond reminiscence. Fond means exciting, reminiscence means remembrance of the past. She points out, she is referring to the poetess mother here. She even points out her cousins Betty and Dolly in the picture and comments on how they are dressed for all that particular outing. Now she's also somehow, uh, in a funny way, that pointing out the fingers in the photograph towards Betty and Dolly, who are actually standing either side of herself, and saying that how they were dressed for the sea holiday. The poet mentions to the reader that the photograph has become her mother's past, while the memory of the mother's laughter or laughter is now the poet's own past. It should be laughter. It should be a laughter here because it is used in the form of noun here. So her mother passed away long back. The poet remembers her mother with a sad longing for the past. Longing is the extreme desire of the past. Now, in the last stanza, what happens here is the poet reveals her mother's death. Okay, how reveals means discloses her mother's death, when and how the death was taking place 12 years ago. She reveals that the death of her mother was taking place 12 years ago, just like the age of her mother who was in the photograph, because the photograph was also taken when her mother was about 12 years of age during their sea holiday. This realization is painful for the poet, and the only reaction that manifests means shows at this moment is that of the silence, because he is not being able to uh, uh, get excited because of the loss of everything that she had to bear, she had to go through, and then she is so silent that she's just recalling and remembering the past only. It's very painful for her. The silence also refers to the absence of her mother's laughter from her life, and in a way it also points at the silence of image in the photograph. This silence hurts her deeply. The silence of the photograph there, and the silence that is there in her life too, really hurts the poet so deeply, and she's at a loss for words to explain her emotional state. So she's sentimental, she's nostalgic, she's sad, emotional, and therefore she's silent because she's not being able to speak anything, and she's just showing all of these emotions through her silence only. So in conclusion, we can say that a photograph in this summary really teaches us the value of relationships in life. No matter how close we are to a person, one day we have to leave each other, as is the law of nature also, it says like this. So we should cherish those relationships and the time spent together, because time waits for none, and so does not life. It goes on irrespective of the ups and downs in our lives, and the feeling of loss is natural in such cases of mourning, and we all can do this, is embrace it. A detailed understanding of the poem can really help the students critically analyze and appreciate the poem also. So I request all of you, those who are watching this video, please understand or watch it once or twice, so that you can understand detail, including the poetic device and glossary also, so that it can help you to write anything in exam when it comes to appear your exam or test, anything like that. So it is very beautiful poem, beautifully described by the poetess about her own mother's past. So it is very much related to our everyday lives also. In a nutshell, we can say the poetess wants to say that death is unavoidable, so embrace your life. So death is always uh, unavoidable. We all know if there is a life, there is a death. So um, this is something very truly said by the poetess here, Shirley Toulson here. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If anything related to this one, if any problem, anything related to this topic, if you have any question, any query, please put down on the comment section, and then please let me know so that we can work out in the upcoming videos. I'm planning to come up with videos such as this one in future too, especially CBSE CBSE boards only, from class 9, 10, 11 and 12 especially, and for English subjects. So please, your love, your share, your kindness and your support is always appreciated. So please try and appreciate the work, and if possible, please like and share and subscribe my channel, that is CBSE Live here too. And thanks for watching once again. So I will see you next time with the videos such as this one in future too. Thank you, everybody.